In the previous video of the Kimodameshi series, we saw some cases from the old Japan, one that represents the origin of this practice, and another one with a different approach, but keeping the same principles, the same respect. But what happens when those things are forgotten? When modern seekers treat sacred traditions as entertainment? In this part, two modern Kimodameshi stories that prove some warnings should never be ignored.
And if you are enjoying these stories, like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. Thank you.
The 1990s saw a resurgence of traditional Kimodameshi among Japanese youth. University students, armed with flashlights and cameras, sought out the most haunted locations they could find. Forest paths were particularly popular, remote, dark, filled with natural sounds that could be mistaken for something else. Our first story takes place in the mountains of Nagano Prefecture. 5 university students from Tokyo were spending summer break at a traditional inn near a small mountain village, and the locals warned them about the forest path. It was an old pilgrimage route, abandoned decades ago when a new road was built. The trail led to a forgotten shrine deep in the woods. Simple enough, but nobody walked it at night anymore. When the students asked why, the innkeeper simply said, "The forest doesn't like visitors after dark. The path changes. People get lost." One old man added, "Sometimes those who walk it come back different, changed, like something followed them home." Naturally, this made them want to try it even more. They began at 10 p.m., armed with flashlights, a map, and a disposable camera. The leader was Hiroshi, a geography major who prided himself on never getting lost. His girlfriend, Akiko, filmed with a camcorder. Then came Daisuke and Masato, best friends making jokes. And finally, Sayuri, the quiet one, who kept looking back. The first 30 minutes were normal. Then, Sayuri noticed the forest had gone completely silent. No birds, no insects, just wind. Hiroshi's compass began spinning, unable to find north. He said, "Magnetic anomaly, the volcanic rock," but his voice betrayed uncertainty. According to the map, the shrine was only 2 kilometers away, but they'd been walking for over 45 minutes. Then Daisuke noticed it, a massive cedar with a distinctive split trunk. He'd seen it 20 minutes ago. They were walking in circles. But that was impossible. The path had been straight. They tried marking the trail. Masato tied his bandana to a branch. 15 minutes later, they found it again. But now it was tied to a completely different tree. The forest wasn't just confusing them, it was actively rearranging itself. And then they heard footsteps, not their own. Someone was walking parallel to them, just beyond their flashlights, matching their pace. When they stopped, it stopped. When they moved, it moved. Sayuri saw it first. 20 meters away, between 2 trees, a figure, human-shaped, but wrong, too tall, too thin, its head tilted at an impossible angle. When Hiroshi shone his light at it, the beam seemed absorbed by darkness. Then more shapes appeared, dozens of them, silent figures standing among the trees, watching, all perfectly still. Then they began to move, gliding, not walking, circling the group, getting closer. Sayuri remembered the innkeeper's words. She pulled out an omamori charm she'd bought at the village temple and held it up with shaking hands. The figures stopped. For a long moment, nothing moved. Then slowly, they retreated into darkness. Gone. The charm grew warm in Sayuri's hand. It was pulling in one direction. She said, "This way." They followed, abandoning the path entirely, pushing through undergrowth. And after 20 minutes, they found it, the forgotten shrine, and beyond it, the real pilgrimage path they'd somehow missed entirely. They ran. The path led them straight back to the village. They emerged at 4:30 a.m. They'd been lost for over 6 hours in a forest that should have taken 45 minutes to cross. The innkeeper wasn't surprised. He explained, "The forest tests people. Those figures, some say they're spirits of lost travelers from centuries past. Others say they're guardians of places humans abandoned." Akiko's camcorder footage was mostly corrupted, hours of static, but in a few clear frames you can see them, the figures in the darkness, still, watching. The students never returned to that forest. The shrine remains abandoned, and locals still refuse to walk the path after dark.
Jump forward 22 years. Kimodameshi has evolved again. Today, classic locations include abandoned schools, deserted hospitals, old tunnels. And every summer, Japanese teenagers still seek them out, armed not with respect and omamori charms, but with smartphones and dreams of viral content. August 2019, a small town in Gifu Prefecture. The population declining for decades, buildings standing empty. Among them, Nakayama Elementary School, closed since 2012. 7 years of decay, 7 years of rumors. 5 high school students decided to explore it. Kenji, 17, the leader with a small YouTube channel. His girlfriend Yuki, 16, filming on her phone. Best friends Takuya and Ryota, both 17, and Mio, 15, the youngest. They arrived at 11 p.m. The building sits at the forest's edge, 2 stories of concrete and broken glass. Graffiti covered the walls, not art, warnings. Don't go inside. Turn back. She's waiting. They entered anyway. The smell of mold and decay. Tiny shoes still in cubbies. A clock stopped at 3:15. They climbed to the 3rd floor, searching for Hanako-san, the legendary ghost of a girl who haunts school bathrooms. The legend says if you knock 3 times on the 3rd stall of the girl's bathroom on the 3rd floor and ask, "Are you there, Hanako-san?" she'll answer. And Mio wanted to try. They found the bathroom. The door was closed, the only closed door in the entire building. A small handprint on it, red, probably paint. Inside, 3 stalls. Mio approached the 3rd one. She knocked 3 times. "Are you there, Hanako-san?" The footage captures their reaction. Frozen. That knock came from inside. Impossible. Then another knock, louder. The stall door began to open. Empty inside. Just a broken toilet. Then Mio screamed, not at the stall, at the mirror. Because in the mirror, something was looking back. Panic, running. Yuki's phone shows chaos, the camera pointing everywhere, voices shouting. In the confusion, they split up.
Kenji and Yuki went left. Takuya and Ryota went right. And Mio ran back toward the bathroom, away from the others, toward something they didn't see. Kenji and Yuki made it outside. They waited. 1 minute. 2. 5. Nobody came. They heard Mio's phone ringing inside. 3rd floor. Kenji called the police. Police searched the building. They found Takuya and Ryota huddled in a classroom, staring at walls, repeating, "She wanted to play. We had to play her game." They were unharmed physically, but they weren't right. They found Mio's phone in the bathroom, 3rd stall, still ringing. They never found Mio. The case remains open. Officially, Mio is a missing person.
2 modern stories. 2 very different outcomes. The university students in 1997 were lucky. Sayuri remembered to bring an omamori charm. She remembered respect. They listened to the warnings, and when things went wrong, they relied on traditional protection. The high school students in 2019 brought cameras. They brought phones. They brought dreams of going viral. But they didn't bring respect. They didn't bring protection. They treated a genuine supernatural tradition as entertainment, and one of them never came home. And even after a millennium, the lesson of Kimodameshi still hasn't changed. It was never about conquering the supernatural. It is about respecting it.
And with this video, we may end the Kimodameshi series for now. 4 stories with different aspects, different approaches, and different outcomes too, depending on how the situations were dealt. But if you want more Kimodameshi stories, or maybe if you want to share your experiences here, leave it in the comments about that. And as you know, we are bringing interesting stories about Japan, and in the future we want to explore other destinations and subjects in Asia too. So if you want something specific, let us know in the comments too. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.